Uh, uh, all right, Shalom. Shalom. Great Millstone, New Orleans, coming at you with another live camp. Prior to getting started, we'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to hopefully elect. Shalom. Shalom. All right, and today's lesson kind of going to be predicated on the love of many waxing cold, man. All right. Now, with kind of sparked this the spirit in this particular lesson was I noticed that a lot of the particular articles brothers been putting in our group chat have been some very heinous crimes, man. All right. And we're gonna get some of those articles because hey, maybe about what 20 to 30 years ago, you didn't see this much this level of violence. All right. But first and foremost, I want to grab that word heinous. I grab that.
It's the word heinous on the online etymology. It says hateful, odious, atrocious.
Let me see. Well, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, atrocious.
Atrocious.
Atrocious, yep.
It says awkward, hateful, unpleasant.
All right. And we're gonna get a couple of examples, supporting that definition, man. Give me give whatever article you have about that.
This article comes from the way of the news app. It was posted a day ago by New York. This is crazy. Woman kills her girlfriend, cuts off her head, hands, and feet, and used her identity for federal benefits for 18 years.
Yeah, so you have a lot of these different and and when you get into articles like this, you have to kind of put yourself in the setting of these situations. This person had a spirit on her, and I literally dismembered somebody, man. I atrociously, like the definition went into. Hey, what it said, odiously. Okay, butchered a person. All right, you have to understand what kind of spirit that is, man. That's a serial maniac spirit. Okay, there's more.
You want me to read through the article a little bit?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Right. It says, after 18 years, a Georgia cold case of a woman found dismembered has finally been solved, and the details are beyond disturbing. Authorities say Angel Thompson brutally killed.
And that's really the point, man. The brutality, or the grotesque uh, uh, nature of these different crimes, man. All right, but Bakasha, you can write that Matthew the 24th chapter.
It's Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Now grab that word wax cold for me in a blue letter.
It's the strong G 5594. Psycho. I'm gonna play it. It's strong.
Yeah, psycho. Yeah, that's what it translates to, man. Psycho. Go ahead.
It says to breathe, to blow, cool by blowing, made to be made or grow cool and cold, waning love.
Yeah. Hey, and the love is waning. In the face of the planet Earth, man. Okay. That love that people once had, that camaraderie, that southern hospitality, all of these different things are starting to leave the earth, man. Because what, according to the book of Ecclesiastes, right, the third chapter, somebody gonna have to get that. You can start at verse 1, man. Hey, it's a time to love and it's a time to hate. It's a time of peace and a time of war, man. Okay? And the whole earth is preparing to go into a warlike state. All right? Is there more?
Now that's it.
Come. You can grab that Ecclesiastes. So that's top. Yeah. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, starting at verse 1, and it reads, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill
Any time to heal, any time to break down, any time to build up. Verse 4, any time to weep, any time to laugh, any time to mourn, any time to dance, any time to cast away stones, any time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing.
And you could jump down to verse 8 about the shop.
God, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war, a time of peace.
That's right, man. As I've said, the spirit has been ramping up more and more on the hate and war side, man. Okay, more and more you have people what being affected by these different chemtrails, I different chemicals in the food, and don't forget what the big pokey, man. I That's altering the minds of these people. It's putting them in a beast like state, man. All right, and I was just talking to a guy at my job. Even the heat have people all out of sync. All right, these people are hot, they're frustrated, and they're thinking irrationally, man. Okay, so you have certain things like what this brother is about to read, like happening on a daily basis. These are just the things that are being covered. All right, you best believe that there's more heinous crimes happening that are not getting coverage. There's certain instances in which it's too crazy to even put it on the news, man. But you hear about it and you see about it on what these different news platforms, these different social media platforms, the Instagrams, the World Stars, because at one point World Star used to cover a lot of things that happened, in the news wouldn't cover it. You see, Twitter, different things of that nature, and they showing these things in 1080, 1080p, man. You know, go ahead, Ak, with that article.
This is, I believe it's from this crime article. It says by Thomas Smith, posted 2 days ago. It says 15-year-old charged with killing aunt and uncle and the uncle's mother. It says a 15-year-old boy was arrested for first-degree murder after he allegedly shot and killed his aunt, uncle, and his uncle's mother in their home in Lillington, North Carolina on Tuesday, August 12th.
Yeah, you could get a little bit more.
Okay,
I just want to get the crazier parts about it, because you got to think this is a 15-year-old kid, man. At the age of 15, I wasn't thinking about murdering anybody, man. That's what the world is coming to. The Lord is setting up the playing field for utter chaos, man. Okay, just because you're young, you're not exempt. Just because you're old, you're not exempt. You see? But go ahead, Ak.
It says I'm gonna jump to the 21. It says the family was celebrating Sabrina's 54th birthday when the shooting happened at 5:18 p.m. Authorities received a call from Danny and Sabrina's 10-year-old nephew. When officers arrived, they found Danny and Sabrina dead. Clara had been shot in the abdomen and was critically injured.
So not only was this a time, a festive time, right? A rather joyous time in the world, okay? But this person was young. This person, I remember, I so called, when we was in the world, the different birthday parties and things of that nature had a certain spirit on it. It was like a mirthful spirit, you know. This kid was completely oblivious unto that spirit, man. A a a a, a dark nature came over that person, man. You know. But go ahead.
And it says she was taken to Womack Army Medical Center where she later died.
And that's pretty much the point. I just wanted to get the seriousness about this, man. Okay, and I'm gonna get somebody to grab that in the book of Sirach, the 39th chapter, man. Come on. I'm gonna let you get your precept, and whatever you have, we'll come to you out. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 15. See that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
That's right, man. These days are evil. And the wickedness is increasing as we walk down the coming of our Lord, man. Yahushua. Okay, the spirits are ramping up. All right, The stage is set. Okay, and that's why I said walk circumspectly, circumspect, going into a 360 degree. You looking at 360 degree angle, man. Looking at a 360 degree angle. Okay, basically meaning you watching everything that's around you, man. Not only through the spirit, but what? Hey, when we out here walking in our daily, at our jobs, right, houses, things of that nature. All right, but that was it on that. Con, I'm gonna get you to get that in the NLT as well. You know, because this is a serious thing, man. All right, a lot of these different cases are happening when, all right, on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, at your jobs, all right, a lot of people are crashing out their jobs now, man. All right, shooting people at their jobs. Okay, the grocery stores, right? Hey, it's hard for people out here. You have certain things happening, right, in which Trump is reducing the SNAP benefits, the government assistance, right? There's tariffs. Right, people are strained, okay? But yeah, but
All right. This is Ephesians 5:15 in NLT. The header, living by the Spirit's power. So be careful how you live. Do not live like fools, but like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity in these evil days.
that's right, man. All right, so with us having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's imperative that we use it. Okay. Hey, we the watchmen. Okay, we on the watchtower. We see what time it is. Right? You will be a fool to be walking in blindness, right? At this specific moment, man. Okay? We have all eternity to lay back and be in a mirthful spirit, all right, when we get in the kingdom of heaven. But right now, we must be attentive, all right? We must be thinking, all right, strategically, okay? The From the house to work, from work to the house, all right? Minimizing our movements within this jungle, man. This place is like a jungle, all right? And one thing you'll notice about a jungle is danger lurks everywhere. There's always a predator in the jungle, man. Okay, and you might just find yourself right on the wrong side, man. Okay, you had anything? You got it.
Is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning do he bring his judgment to light. He
Yeah,
faileth not, but the unjust know of no shame.
yeah. So throughout these different news articles, right, that's the Lord showing His judgment. See, that's Him showing what He's capable of doing. All right. Hey, the Lord is the King of terrors, man. Right, and he we gonna get it too. He put spirits on these different people. Right, I'm gonna get this brother to grab that Sirach 39, and let me see where you can start.
I say something too, because really, hey, the Lord, he's the ones that, hey, man, setting the stage right now, man. Wait for that mass death is coming. Say you're starting up. See, man, these brothers will bring out different articles, man. Well, hey, there's more articles. Well, hey, man, like I say, the Lord, he the ones that's doing it. On First Samuel 2, we say he killer, he make the law. The issues of death is like the most high on the song. Yeah, the Lord say, hey, the Lord, he doing it, man. It's all the plans of the Lord that's going on. Nope.
Back you up, brother. When you go to put the image of 3:6, the Lord say, should it be evil and sin? And Lord have not done it. The Lord is controlling all these things, the killing, the murders, these different brutal deaths. The Lord's doing that, man.
Nah, that's a beautiful point, man. Right, because contrary to popular belief, the average people in the world believe that the Lord don't do these things, that He's not in control, okay, of these things, man. All right, the Lord say He handled all the issues of death. All right, so what's different between a murder and a natural death, or a heinous killing or a crime? Because you do have a righteous kill, all right, but then you have these different heinous crimes, man. Okay, the ones where these people go overboard. All right. But
I got you something right quick.
go ahead.
Point.
Yeah.
This Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, see that see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound, and I heal.
Yeah, and this is go ahead.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Right. There's nothing that you could do to escape your judgment, man. For whatever it is. You see, there's nothing you could do. I whether, like I said, whether it's a natural death, getting killed, getting smushed by a boulder, whatever it is, you can't escape your judgment. Right. But this is a scripture that you will have these different pastors, so-called Christians and people who say they believe in the scriptures, and they would never read that. See, oh, God is good all the time. No, man, well, in a sense, when we look at it, it is true because we understand that it's a balance to everything. But in their world, they believe good is synonymous with um, no harm, not doing harm, and blessing and things of that nature. See, we understand the Lord is good because He does everything in a balance. All right, got your precept.
Is Isaiah 45, verse 7. I form the light, create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Yeah. So what? He just covered all the spectrums. All right. What's in between light and dark? Everything. See, what's in between good and evil? Everything, man. Every action is weighed whether it's good or evil, man. That covers the whole playing field. You see? See, the Lord don't leave a gray area. That you don't have to sit there and ponder, oh, was the Lord, was he righteous in doing this? No, man, he's always righteous in doing these things, man.
Yep.
Right? Even when it's in man's eyes as a bad thing. You see? But because judgment must happen. Somebody grabbed that in I believe that's in the book of Ecclesiastes 7. And let me take a look at it real quick. Yeah, 7 and 16. I mean 3 and 16. It's like 3 and 16. Yep.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
So and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that the wickedness was there, in the place of righteousness, that iniquities was there.
That's right. And I brought this out because where do judgment happen? On the earth. So whether you have something good or bad happening to you, it was meant to happen here. You don't get a judgment. The judgment is not carried out in the heavens. No, it's get carried out here. You receive your judgment from the heavens, right? It's almost like the court system. You're not in jail when you go to the court. No, all of that happens after you've given your judgment. You see? But nevertheless, you can grab that up.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on the sword strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them.
That's right, man. All right, so when you think about it, all of this shit that's going on, even when it Jacob's trouble, like the nukes, everything that was created for vengeance, the Lord created that, man. He created the spirits that carry it out. Because contrary to popular belief, people think, oh, that's an evil person. No, there's an evil spirit on that person that's making them do this shit. You see? It said the Lord created spirits for vengeance, right? To repay that what? That judgment. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 39, it says, fire.
Oh, real quick. I wanted to harp on this point. It says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. I saw in the different articles that brothers brought out, that's the fury either of the Lord. Okay, the Lord is angry with certain people for certain shit, man. You see? Which in turns, when you see those outrageous judgments, that's how mad the Lord was with you. I remember I was on the phone with the brother maybe about a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, and we was talking about a guy, he was shot more than I think 72 or 73 times. Hey, the Lord was insanely angry with you, man. Okay? He had indignation against that man. Right? For whatever reason. Right? When this brother, he brought out that article where the woman, she chopped her girlfriend up at that. Yeah, that's right. And what it said 13 pieces, you know?
Made sure she chopped off her head, feet, and hands.
Huh?
Then used her identity to get benefits for 18 years, man.
Yeah. So that's what we, that's the times we coming into, man. And it's gonna get to a point where, uh, uh when the different police departments aren't gonna get called out anymore. All right, when they're gonna need help. Can you imagine a time like that when the police are gonna need help? All right, these different military forces, they're gonna need help. All right, that's the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, go ahead.
Verse 29, it says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Right. These are different ways in which the Lord, he brings his judgment. It said fire and hell, famine, death. All of these things were created for vengeance. All of them, man. So these natural disasters. Um, I just seen in the group chat. I think it said 20 bodies were recovered.
I think it was like 30.
Yeah, grab that, man. You know, because that's the point what we going into, man. Let me see. Yeah, hey, they got another one. It says 4 dead and 99 sickened in New York City's ongoing whatever this, fill in the blank, man. Outbreak. You see these different pestilences, right? Plagues, and we have what? Uh, um, a famine gonna come of this, man. Right? That's stated as a judgment that's gonna hit America, right? Which is known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great. You see? Let me know when you find it. If not, you could continue on in that. I know y'all for this here.
Verse 30, it says, teeth of wild beasts,
Yeah.
and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked with destruction.
That's right. Before I came to camp, I was reading an article on Newsbreak. Was a guy in Japan. He got dragged into the woods by a grizzly bear, man, while his friend was watching. You see, and he was eventually mauled to death. So the teeth of wild beasts. That's why I tell you in the book of Jeremiah, the 15th chapter. The dog's gonna tear. The fowls of the air. They gonna feast. You see, and it goes into the different plagues, man. The captivity. These what? These different FEMA camps. Okay, concentration camps, however you want to call it. All right, and ultimately the sword, man. What is the modern day sword? The gun. Okay, and it said punishing the wicked to destruction. So when you see these deaths, it's a punishment. To the wicked. You see, keep going out. This will be the last verse.
It says, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Yeah. So it's no mishaps. When these different angels are carrying out these spiritual hits. You see, because that's what it really goes into. All right. Hey, it said they are ready upon earth when need is. All right. So when it's time to punish somebody for a transgression, hey, they're ready. They don't get cold feet when it's time to perform. See, these angels are not like humans, man. They don't have that swaying back and forth of the conscience. Should I do this? Should I? Nah. The angels, they carry out their mission, expert with expertise.
I can see, and they go to show you that ain't nothing by accident,
Right.
because people like to say, oh, a child died innocent or whatever. But according to all these precepts, that's not the case. Everything is on in its place. You got it.
Nah, that's true, man. There's no such thing as an innocent person, man. I believe that's in Romans. Real quick.
Oh, I got it. Bro. What you talking about? It's
Time. Bring it out. Bring it
It's
out.
Job 4, verse 7.
I got it.
Remember, I praise thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where the righteous cut off.
Yeah, that's a question mark, man.
He said, whoever perished being innocent. So people will look at these articles, they'll feel sad, think, oh, he was innocent, or he was a good person. But yet the law saw it different.
So to back you up, right? Lord, see, it's not passed by both. You think he did past life in this life. So they got a lot of wicked evil spirits that done stuff in their past in their past life. That's what we always praying, Lord, to ask forgiveness, have mercy. We did some crazy terrible things in our past life. So we got people in this life. And that's what we see, right? No babies dying. All people get horrible about the babies dying, but the Lord see fit. They did something in their past life. You know what I'm saying?
They got judged.
Yep.
You know, which they all judgment, happened on earth. Right. But I'm gonna back that up. 2 Ezra 14, verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. That's that because they have back to the point that the judgment is placed on earth. Because it said when we shall judgment come when we shall live again. How we live again on earth? We in the fleshly body. And that also what? That's support. The scriptures want to tell you what? Reincarnation. I tell you about reincarnation. All right. Hey, the Lord is a just power. When you think about the hell doctrine, it's believed that the Lord will be so furiously angry at you that he'll sentence you to eternal fire for what? Only what? Maybe 80 years of your life here on earth. The average, let's say, person now in today's age, what live about what 80? Oh, it's about 80. And I'm just saying that's a person that had a little bit of longevity, man. Okay. So what about the different jinx that die at 19 and 15 and things of that nature, man?
That don't even make it from the room.
That's right.
Still,
So, hey, we deal with reason here at Great Millstone. All right. We deal according to the scriptures. Okay. The scriptures support reincarnation, contrary to popular belief, man. All right. Yeah, bring that out.
This is the book of Romans chapter 3, verse 10. It says, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one.
God, there is none righteous, man. Really, the only righteous one, is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. That's it. Right? We understand that our righteousness is as filthy rags there. You see? And that backs up the Job that brother brought out. Right? There's nobody that died innocent. You see? Even when it comes down to the different things that happen to us in this truth, man. Right? That's why we're constantly repenting. Begging the Lord to pretty much get back with him. See, to be grafted back into the fold, man. Right? To have mercy upon us. See? We understand how judgment goes, man. Okay?
You have something? Let me go ahead, bring it up. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49. It reads, he cast upon the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. As we've seen the Lord send out these evil angels to bring forth that judgment. You see, back we said in the beginning, all the different deaths that's happening, these brutal deaths, and these evil angels are carrying out the judgment for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. These and to be honest, when you understand how the spirit works, right? When you understand the spiritual realm, okay, really these angels not even wicked. They're not even evil. They carry out evil deeds, but what they're doing, they're obeying Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So it's really they're not really even evil. Okay? Scriptures also tell you we're gonna be governing the different angels, man, on the left hand, right hand side. Okay? We're gonna be putting these different death angels, right, on these different Edomites and heathens, man, in the kingdom of heaven. Right? The different plagues, the plague of the mind. You see? And then we're gonna judge them. We're gonna make them go off, and then we're gonna judge them too, man. You know? And those angels, they're not, like I said, they're not evil. They're just carrying out the orders that have been given to them. All right, according to what? That Sirach, the 39th chapter. But you had something before we bring this out?
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's it's basically backing up the point that ain't nobody on earth, is righteous,
Mm-hmm.
is innocent. It's Ecclesiastes 7 verse 20.
Yeah.
But there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. How they go say, man, the people of this world, even us too, man.
Yeah.
You know?
We know that. We know that firsthand. You know, we understand what it takes to receive mercy. Right? And I said it once before, I'm gonna say it again. That's why we striving so hard, right, to receive that mercy, that ultimate mercy, that deliverance, right, from the things to come. Go ahead, huh?
All right. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
Yeah. You want to speak on?
Yeah. But going into what all the brothers were saying about how these people getting these horrific, terrible deaths, all the evil things that's going on earth, that's because it's Yahweh by Shema Hawashai who had control of everything. So if you not repent, if you haven't repented and turned back to the Lord, you right there in his hands. So you on the left side, he's just gonna destroy you.
Yeah, it's a fearful thing, man. You know, that's why these people, they don't regard what are the judgments of the Lord. They don't even know that the Lord is judging them. So you see, for the things that they doing now and in their past life, they don't understand that. They have a slight inclination, right? But it's not to truth. It's not according to understanding. All right. So these things befall upon them. And also we understand this too. Right? It's through the power and spirit of Yahweh by sending outside that they're going off in that manner. Even when we go off, we understand it's through the spirit of the Lord. You see? John, go ahead.
This is First Kings chapter 22, no, 21, and verse 20. Well, yeah, it is 22, 19. He said, Hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. And I saw standing at Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And Yahweh said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go and fall in Ramoth Gilead? Question mark. And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him.
Real quick. I just want to give context because we understand this story. We read through it. Right? But to those that haven't read this particular story, and who was that king he was trying to persuade? Ahab.
Ahab.
Yeah. So the Lord basically called the angels. The host of heaven is who? The angels. You see, he called the angels before him. And he basically had a council with them. Right? How can any one of you basically persuade Ahab to go off? Right? And they sat there in the midst of the Lord and did what? They threw out different ideas. Oh, I'm gonna get him this way. I'm gonna get him that way. I think I could get him this way. You see? In which the brother gonna read it. Go ahead.
Verse 21. There came a spirit that stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. And Yahweh said unto him, Wherewith? Question mark. And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, Thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
And that's cold blooded how the Lord do it, man. It's so meticulous, and the Lord already knows what's gonna work and what ain't gonna work. You see, he's making the minds do it. You see, but he have order. He have like I said, it's meticulous, right? He don't have to do those things, but for order's sake, he does, man. Right? Man, that's super heavy, but that's how these different judgments, all right, come into play. You know,
Lord said he made the end from the beginning. So everything happened in the middle. You know all that too.
God, he know the things to come even after this.
God. So we're gonna, in order for everything to work the way you want to, you have to plan it out and you have to make people do the things that you want them to do. I can't say, tell these brothers, okay, we about to go fishing. I ain't telling them a date, when, what time. I just said we going fishing. Then I get mad, hey, why y'all ain't show up? But you ain't give us no time. You ain't tell us what to do. That's what the Lord doing. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Like I said, but that go to show you how cool the Lord is, bro. Because if you think about it, bro, the Lord could do all this himself with nobody. So for him to orchestrate everything in the order that it's set up in, It's just so like it's powerful. But you
But
got it.
that's a true boss, man. That's a true ruler, a true leader, right? Hey, the Lord govern the world in his hands, right? But do he got what? He got specific, right? Angels doing things, man. He even got his son. He even sent his son forth, right? In his name, right? The ruler of heavens and the earth, man. That's a true boss, man. The Lord sit back and he observe everything. He give out the blueprint, right? And then he have others, basically act those things out, man. See, a lot of people believe that the Lord Himself got off the throne and ordered the heavens and created the earth, and that's not true, man. You see, it was Yahweh, man. Right in 144,000. You see, but that's on a whole nother level, man. Oh, yep, you got it.
It's Daniel 4, verse 35. All the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing.
Mhm.
He doeth according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. None can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou?
So it said the armies of heaven and the inhabitants of the earth. So in both the spiritual realm and the physical realm. You see? He in control, in complete control. I'm gonna have you could grab this for me, brother. It's in the book of Sirach, real quick, Salagi. Just came to my mind. I believe it's Sirach 18 and 1. And you can go down to 3.
Prop 18 verse 1. It reads, He that liveth forever hath created all things general. Verse 2. The Lord only is righteous, and there's none other but He.
Real quick, and that just backs up what? That Romans 3, that I brought out earlier. Keep going.
Sirach 18 verse 3. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane.
That's right. The Lord had to say so to say, this is righteous and this is wicked. Okay. So this is holy and this is profane. He have that say so. He have that divine understanding to do such, man. And it's in his order, it's in his will. Okay. That's why we don't argue and say, well, why the Edomites, why they can't make it into the nah, man. He divided them a wicked portion. And that's just it, man. You know, it's just his will. All right. What do y'all
I got
go ahead?
This is Romans 9. I'm gonna start at 15.
Mm-hmm.
The point is in 19. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy,
Yep.
and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. For the scripture said, Pharaoh, even for this purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name may be glorified, may be declared throughout the earth. Therefore had he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden. Here's the point. Then thou would say unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will?
Who has resisted the Lord's will, man? You can't find a soul on the earth or a spirit in the heavens that have done so, man. You're good luck with going to find that soul. Good luck, man. Nobody have done that. All right. But I wanted to harp on the point. Hey, the Lord, He really created the ultimate enemy, right? The biggest enemy that Israel has ever faced in order to what? To declare His power. See, to show His power. All right. He built him up in a particular fashion to where he's the most, like we started out with, the most heinous. There's nobody more heinous in damn, you might gotta get that one for me, Kabah, where it says he the most odious works. I believe that's in Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah. But he created the most odious man. You wanna make a point?
And I was just gonna say because that's the same thing. Like he just brought out the same thing he did with Pharaoh.
Yeah.
So it's just bigger on a bigger scale.
Uh, it's not only Egypt now. It's not only the ruler of Egypt now. No, it's the ruler of the earth, man. I Jay think we talking about these fucking Edomites that surround us now at the marina and shit. No, we're talking about the what they tell you in Job 9:24. Right, those that the earth being given into the hands of the wicked. Right, the different banking families, the top elites. Right, those are the most heinous. Like these Edomites, yeah, they wicked, but they the most heinous. They the most odious people.
It's the ones that in control of everything that's going on.
They the pharaoh in a collective. You see, but like you said, on a grand scale. Got something? Real quick. You got that odious? Yeah. Bring it out.
It's a Wisdom of Solomon 12, verse 4. Whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and of also those merciless murders of children and devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of the blood.
And who that's talking about, man? Esau, Edom. Chiefly you top elites, man. You top banking families. The Bilderbergs, the Gettys, right? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Okay? It's talking about you. And if those are the ones we know, there's got to be more families that we don't know of that are truly behind the scenes. All right? Those are the people you will never see and never run into. You have certain people that's in the know, they'll walk past a Rockefeller in New York or some shit, and they'll know. But you have people who's running this earth that you walk past them and think they're a regular, Edomite. Right. But he's really a top tier devil, a top ranking demon. You see? And those go ahead.
You gotta remember this. Even Edom, even Esau had 12 sons, his 12 dukes. So we only know about a few of those families.
Nah, that's heavy, man. You know? But that word odious, if you could grab that in the online. Because that word is deep, go ahead.
It's odious in the etymology. It says hateful, deserving of hatred, hated, regarded with aversion or repugnance.
Repugnance. Yeah. The Edomites are a repugnant group of people, man. They're a repugnant nation. They're repulsive. They're sick. It said back in that Wisdom of Solomon, it said they were merciless murderers of children. Right? Not only these different sacrifices and blood rituals that they do, harvesting adrenochrome, trying to extend their lifespan. Nah, man, the different things that they do on a daily basis. Putting pesticides in your food, spraying you with fucking different soft metals in the sky, manipulating the weather, these different pokies, in which you have to get in order to what? To attend school, to attend certain events, right? Man, they merciless murderers of children, man, of men. Okay, well, look what happened when they came to the Americas to conquer this land. They mercilessly murdered the who? Right? The so-called Native Americans, man. The Northern tribe, man. Look what they doing now. Deporting all of the Northern tribes, man, from a land that they stole. That's a mercy. And then they going back to what? To poverty. They came here to seek the what? The so-called American dream. You know how many people died crossing those different the Grand Rio, forget what it's called, the little trail though, man, in order to get here. Those people are dying on those trails, man. But somebody had wanted to make a point, huh? Precept. You can get your precept.
Back to about the Pharaoh thing and the rules and the of the earth is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1, and it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Yeah. As the rivers of the water, he determines whatsoever he will. When you go into the word heart, it's really talking about your mind. And the Lord controls all that. He controls these different rulers in the king's mind. If they go carry out a task, the Lord deemed it to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like he kept a heart in Pharaoh's heart, which is a mind. The Lord controlled. The Lord kept doing that to him to build that pride, to destroy him. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Think about who's in office now. Whom which we believe to be who? Nero, man. Yep. See, this guy, DJ Donald Trump, he's been set up in office in order to what? To stir up the people, man. Okay, he's doing something that has never been done. In the earth, man. He's causing a race riot. He's also what? Well, I'm gonna say he's inciting the races. The riots haven't come yet, but people have war in their hearts, man. It's all over social media. Different people are saying, "Hey, this guy, he's gonna start a race war. This guy, he's gonna basically make these right hand supporters act out," in which he is, man. Okay, but that goes along with what this brother just brought out. The king of the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord, man. He's not doing that on his own fruition. Okay, it's all a bigger what do you say? It's on a grand scale, man. Grab that second Ezra 5 that I asked you to hold for me. 6, yeah, Salaki. Let me see. Yeah.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, full of storehouses. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty."
All right, now I brought this particular precept out because there's a point a little bit down, further down, maybe 2 or 3 verses. But this is one of the things in which DJ Donald Trump he's attributing to. All right, the storehouses. Read that particular part again.
Uh, it says, "The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty."
Because what? We were first going into the judgments of the Lord. Right? And what did it say? Famine is a judgment of the Lord as well. Okay. So the way this guy is setting up the workings of the commerce and trade here in America is destined to fail. Okay. It's destined to fail. You can see it from a mile away, man. The tariffs are increasing different prices, okay, by a landslide, man. Right? He's reducing SNAP benefits.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
gonna get the-
yeah, if you got an article on that, definitely bring it out, man. But he's starting to agitate people. When people get hungry, hey man, they get wild. They resort back to a beast like mind state. You see, and they act out. Think about Keisha right now, how crazy and demented the so-called black woman is. And I'm not slighting you other uh uh Israelites either, man. The so-called Latina woman, the so-called Native American woman, because y'all y'all on the spectrum as well. But predominantly the Judite woman, when she don't get her way, she act out, man. See? And who gonna follow right behind it? You Jakes, man. You like males. You gonna do, man, you gonna if she told you to go grab the sun with your bare hands, you'll go do it. So think about in that day when there's no food in the house. See? When the funds I can no longer cover the expenses of WIC, for the baby formula and the things of that nature. It's gonna be dog eat dog, man. Wait, huh? Continuing that for me, huh? Because hey, I'm gonna say this too, because the storehouses are full right now. All right, the effects of these different tariffs haven't been shown yet. Yeah, we see an increase in the price. All right, the taxes have went up. Certain things that used to be maybe $1 and some change have jumped up to what, maybe $2, and things of that nature. But the real true effects haven't been shown yet, right? Con, I think you were looking for that, huh? In 16.
I'm at 15.
Oh, Con, we're gonna get all that, man. But keep going in that.
Verse 23, it says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound,
Mm-hmm.
which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid.
Con.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies."
Yeah, and that's what we seeing, man. When you saw that article that you brought out with the uncle and the aunt that was killed by the nephew, man. Or niece, whatever one it was. Are they not friends? Are they not? They closer than friends. You see, they're family. Once
They
it
had another one that I was about to bring out. I just didn't bring it out, but I think that brother posted it. It said it was something about a son killed his mother in her sleep. because she took his phone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you posted that, right? Yeah, but that go to show you like, but that's before everything is
Right.
shut down and stuff is getting really crazy. But you got it.
Now we seen that during the what? The PAN, you know, them, right? I don't want to say it out, you know, and get a strike on the channel.
Let's just say the global crisis of 2020.
Yeah, the great timeout. You know? Because a lot of people would literally put on timeout. You couldn't go to different clubs, right? You couldn't go to your favorite restaurant. Okay, a lot of shit made people have to start. Yeah, you man. Some people couldn't, like the brother said, couldn't go to work. You had people filing for what? Unemployment. So man, think about it. Jake in that day, he can't get his fucking weed. He can't get the other substances in which he stooled himself with to what? To escape reality.
Even with that, right? When that was going on, people still had the things like being inside,
Like
you could
video
still
game.
video game. It still was things.
Right.
All of these things, it's gonna be none of that.
Con.
So how much more when you have literally nothing,
Right.
but you got it.
Yeah, when it's not only the phone, the internet out. What about when the service go out nationwide? AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, all of these different companies. What happens when the signal goes out? When things go black, man?
When you're only able to talk to somebody in person.
Yeah, right in front of you. All right, so that goes back to what we started out in the premise of this lesson. The vengeance of the Lord. When those things start to happen, that's when the vengeance of the Lord gonna truly be shown, man. Okay, you're gonna be seeing these different heinous crimes happening right in front of you, in front of your face. Okay, one of y'all you had something?
Second as 15.
Yeah, it got a little lint. One of y'all got something before? Go ahead. We gonna get them quick ones. I'm gonna let you ride that out. That got me. You got it.
There's a second Ezra 8. There's a second Ezra 8 verse 50. But many great miseries
Yes.
shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the earth, mean the world, because they have walked in great pride. Honestly, they have many miseries that comes to them that walk in great pride. And everybody proud right now because they have certain possessions of this world. Once that be taken away, they'll be miserable.
That's right.
Without those things.
Many great miseries. Yeah. You know, we coming into a time of great disease. See, people are at ease right now. Right? I'm gonna let this pass, but I won't speak on that. You know, what we just had what? Either my woman of how can I say of a fair faith, right? That won't happen in that day. Just walking around, right, floating up the street with headphones on, right, with your legs out and shit. That won't happen in those days. Even in the days that lead up to that, into JT. Okay? Man, like I said, these different crimes. I just was reading a article. Like I think that was probably about 7 o'clock this morning. It was going into there's a missing woman. Right? She couldn't get a so-called black woman, but she couldn't get her children. Right? She couldn't win custody of her children, so she basically just ran away. And then the family called her phone, and a homeless man answered. You see, and he dialogued with the family. Obviously, it must have been on some sort of yeah, something that distorted his brain, or like but he stopped answering after that. After that one call. So you have these different women. You don't know what kind of danger that woman is in. So imagine in that date, ain't gonna be, let me just try to call her phone. No, when she gone, she just gone. That's it. You gotta expect the worst at that time. You see? Because like the brother said, it's gonna be a time of great misery. Get that word misery from me. Yeah. Good.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. It says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, there's a last, right? Is the time because that's what it's building up to. All of these things that I'm explaining to you, go ahead, all of these things that I'm explaining unto you, these things are the build up, right? Unto the great day, man. Okay? It's the build up. And as we being watchers, we can see the danger being set. It's like we see the Lord prepping the battlefield. It's like he putting the barbed wire out. You remember in like World War I and World War II, they would do preparations for anti-tank, anti-tank weapons and things of that nature. That's what the Lord is actually doing, man. He's setting the battlefield. He's setting all his ducks in a row. And these people are so blind, they don't even see what's going on. You know? Wait.
There's that word misery
Mm-hmm.
in etymology. It said a state of grievous affliction, condition of eternal unhappiness, miserable situation, misfortune, distress, wretchedness, wretched, pitiful, condition of one in great sorrow and mental distress.
Yeah, man. You want to say something? Nah, man, it's gonna be a time of great mental distress, right? People are gonna go ahead.
But hey, let's go drive everybody crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go follow that Matthew 24:13. Everybody turn cycle.
Yeah. That's insane how that word goes back to cycle.
But what, man, they got people waiting for all hell to break loose. People that got problems, some so-called men that's got different problems going on. They waiting for all hell to break loose so they can do these grievous, these nasty, evil things. To, these women want, man, this gonna be mass rape going on, all type of screaming and killing and crying, bro. It's gonna be terrible. If I could say, that's even like the people that's on the streets and shit. Bro, and that day when it's all out just chaos. Yep. Bro, them people know the streets better than everybody.
Yeah, the homeless.
Yes. So they gon' run buck wild, bro, when everybody
They got the jump on thing. Right? They already living without power. They already living without a constant food supply. Right?
They also walk and travel through these very streets, so they know it better than anybody else. So they're gonna know the different ways where and where not to go when these things pop up.
And I'm gonna say this: you best believe, right, that these different people they remember the ones who didn't give them change on their way to work. Right? They gonna remember the guys that threw cold water on them when they were sleeping next to the gas station. I watched a video like that a while back. A homeless woman was sleeping. And the guy took ice water and dumped it on her in the frigid cold. One of those Arabs. You know they see it. It's a great judgment coming for y'all too, man. I got a personal hate towards y'all, bro. You fucking Elamites, bro. Brother, I got a personal hatred towards y'all, man. Y'all deal wickedly within these different convenience stores, man. I just seen literally yesterday, bro, a guy, this guy, older Judite, man, he came back in there and threw the penny at him. He threw the penny at the clerk and said, "Don't you ever fucking charge me for a penny no more. As much money as I spend here with you, you couldn't let me go for a penny." He was ready to have a standoff with that dude, man. But you y'all deal wrong, man. A penny, bro. And he was infuriated, man. But nevertheless, in that day, it's gonna be some trouble, man.
Ain't no calling them people when all that go down either. Well, in the time of 911, bro. Like it's gonna be bad. Sir.
So on the way here, they just had a 5-car pileup. And in that day, you do better just getting out your car and just walking wherever the hell you need to go. Cause ain't nobody coming. Ain't no fire department. Ain't no emergency contact numbers that you can reach. 911, right? The operator. Nah.
Gonna be more than a 5-car pilot too.
Yeah. I'm serious.
But remember on Leave the World Behind, they was on the interstate, they saw nothing but abandoned cars.
Right. Yep.
Hey, that's coming.
The brother put a since you mentioned it, that Tesla shit and leave the world behind, it was a great pile up of the Teslas. Now the brother just put in a video in the chat where the cyber truck it was shut off. It just
shut them off
in the middle of the road.
yeah.
And I think they had another one that well, I think it was a electric Mustang or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just completely just it. I think it malfunctioned or something.
Yeah.
And it just was driving. Like the dude in the car, he couldn't control it or nothing. He just, I guess he was praying. It looked like he was praying.
He didn't start praying at one point.
How you won't pray?
Yeah, don't pray to the Lord. You think somebody can get on what that is. Yeah, you can grab that for sure. But go ahead with that Daniel, dog.
Oh no. This Daniel 12:1. It says, "At that time shall Michael
Mm-hmm.
stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book."
Yeah, that's really the point, man. And we coming into a time like no other. History has no documents of a time that like this one to come, man. All right.
Jeremiah, a day that none was like it.
Yeah. There's no record of a day like this coming. All right, so that means it's gonna supersede what? Exodus. All right, it's gonna supersede the Great Flood. All right. Hey, it's gonna supersede World War I, World War II. All right, the number of casualties is gonna be great, man. So like, make sure this joker on. You know, it's gonna make all of those. You could combine all of those days, all of those great judgments into one, and it still wouldn't top the amount of carnage that's about to happen. Okay.
And that go to show you about the people that's trying to prepare for it. There's no way you can prepare for something that you've never seen before.
Well, we read all the scriptures pertaining to what people trying to dodge their fate. You already read the scriptures that show that they can't dodge their fate. A lot of these different doomsday preppers, these guys who have stored up thousands of rounds of ammunition of all calibers, right? I know this fucking Edomite that work with me. This guy has over 2,000 guns. You know, he has over 70,000 acres of land all across the United States, right? But what's that gonna do for you when that day comes? Hey, you might, you know, put down a couple vigilantes here and there, but escaping your judgment, that ain't that. No. You don't have permission to escape your judgment. See?
Even something as simple as that. People don't think, bro. Because you got 2,000 guns, okay, you still one person. So if let's just say a group of people come at you, you got 2,000 guns and you one person, bingo.
And I say this because what they plan to do is also just like we in this subdivision, what they want to do is give out guns and bullets and rations right to the different people who they feel as though they know, right? And basically hold this place off, right? Just like they did in Katrina, and that's been stirring up. Right, as we coming toward the anniversary of Katrina, right? A lot of talk is happening, and it's beautiful like the times we in because what as this is coming up, it's talking about what the race wars, the different racial tension that happened during Katrina. You see the different killings, guys, Edomites who were so called protecting their neighborhoods, right? These dudes were chopping down trees in the middle of streets, right, so that cars couldn't pass, all right, blocking off different entrances and exits, okay, making their own little camp, man. Right? And that's what these preppers wish to do. Okay, but that won't save you, man. Right? The different bunkers, the dried food, the beans, the rices, the canned goods. Right? You got Edomites, and you also have Jake now what canning and pickling different foods, man, vegetables and shit. That ain't gonna help you.
What that movie was we gonna watch? Homestead? I think that was.
Yeah, Homestead.
But that's what they try to do now. You got it.
Nah, yeah. What was it?
Just to back up what y'all was saying, if you think about it, he can have all them guns, but when is Jacob Trouble gonna start? You don't really know.
You don't know.
So you can be out at the store getting something to eat, then shit should pop off. Now you got 5,000 rounds that you can't even do nothing with.
Right. Because it's gonna happen, all right, rapidly. When that day comes, all right, there's nothing you could do to kind of avoid it. All right, this shit gonna happen when people least expect it.
It said the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. So how you gonna prepare for something that's gonna catch you off guard? Absolutely certain that it's gonna catch you off guard.
First God alone. I'm all right, good. Go ahead.
This precept to back up what the brother was talking about, because in that time, man, you're not gonna have time to do anything like run back to the house or go get something to help you fight off with. You're gonna be trying to get up out of there once everything pop off. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, and verse 15. And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again or to take up his garment. And that shows you, man, in that time, Lord say, look, whatever you left at the house, don't even go back and get it. You're going to have to escape. You're on the housetop, man, just stay there. Because it won't be safe. You got people running around killing each other. You're going to have machines, these robots they got, robotic dogs having weapons. You're going to have just people who already lost their mind. That's going to go deeper into that chaos. All kind of spirits going to be out. So at that time, man, if you ain't really got the Lord on your side, you just going to be assed out.
Get that. What that was?
That Mark 13.
Yeah, it's saying the same thing, but I want to grab this word stuff in the blue letter.
Verse 16.
Yeah, he about to get it in it's the same word. I mean it's saying the same thing. They got a word in here. You got it, huh?
It's Luke 17, verse 31. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away.
Yeah, now grab that word stuff, you know. School us.
It said a vessel, equipment, household utensils, domestic gear, the tackle, the ornament of vessel used specifically for sails and ropes.
Right. It says household utensils, things that you use on a day-to-day basis, right? A bug out bag or whatever the case you may have had pretty much stored away. It said domestic gear that also falls under that.
It's a metaphor, a man of quality, a chosen instrument.
Yeah, a chosen instrument. Okay, something that you chose in order to aid you in that specific time. Jump down on the strong definition.
It said a vessel, equipment,
that word implement.
Implement, equipment,
apparatus, which is the same. It's the same as the gear or stuff or specific item. Got it.
Said literally or figuratively, specifically a wife as contributing to the usefulness of the husband, goods, sales, stuff, vessel.
Right. So even your wife, man, don't turn back for even your wife in that day. You gotta have faith that hey, if it's slated for her to be saved, then she shall be saved, man. You know, and it went into what usefulness. Yeah, she's super useful, but it even says you might even have to leave her behind, man. You know, you want to say something?
Remember Lot's wife?
Yeah.
He looked back, so it turned a pillar of salt. He had to keep going.
He had to keep going. He couldn't go back and hug the fucking salt pillar. Oh, my wife. Oh, you know, just keep going. you know? And that's what's gonna happen in this time, man. A lot of the people are gonna go back for this stuff. They're gonna these different how can you say neighborhoods, right? These different neighborhoods are gonna get infiltrated by these different Blackwater troops, okay, different military entities in which have been empowered to what? To basically slaughter you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also you patriots that won't give up your country, man. All right? And they got big ass now. But nevertheless, hey, these are these military powers are coming to kick ass, bro. They have got some of the most grimiest and also another thing, which the elder always like to go into it. There's gonna and I'm gonna get you in that second Ezra 15 because we kind of starting to peel off into that. But they got these different splinter cells that been sitting here in America, basically waiting for the time to strike, man. Okay, and that they have specific orders, right? And they have a grudge, a vengeance against America. A lot of these splinter cells of people from these third world countries who have basically um, fell to the demise of America. You know, they became third world countries because of America.
I was just thinking that a lot of people, a lot of these other nations hate America because
Yep.
man, we went in like Libya. Libya looked like a paradise before America said, you know what? They're over there doing something wicked. Let's go take it from them. That's a man looked like you ever played one of these space war games where all the buildings been destroyed because of the fighting? That's what it looked like over there, bro. So you gotta remember those people knew what it was like beforehand. Had to grow up in that war torn world. So guess what? They hate America with a passion.
And it's a righteous hatred. You see, they have a reason to hate America. All right, they have a reason to hate the devil. That's ultimately what it go down to, man. The so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? And that's supported by his actions. Somebody grab me Habakkuk, the second chapter, man. Because we like to support the things in which we speak, right? Over here at Great Millstone. I'm gonna get you to start at you can start at verse 4. That's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 4. It says, "Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Keep going. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as debt, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right. So, I pretty much just want to deal with that. It says this dude, which is going into who? Esau Edom, man. It says his soul which is lifted up, is not right in him. Okay. This devil, he was created to be the opposition to the Hebrew Israelites, man. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. According to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, it says, "Hey, we are clean contrary." Okay, go ahead. If I could see, but in Genesis, what happened? They were on Esau yeah, and Jacob was fighting in the womb. Yeah. So from the very beginning, they was always meant to clash. It yeah. said two manner of people should be separated. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, you can be in it, bro. Yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, this is the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says he is a proud man, neither keep it at the water, bro. Neither keep it at home, who enlarges his desire as hell. Right? Hey, this man he covets after everything, after every land. All right. after every resource that other nations were blessed with. You see, because other nations have blessings as well, man. The different land masses that they inhabit, okay, things of that nature, and what come with those land masses? What oil, all right,
Precious metals.
yeah, metals and trying to think of it, different fruits and vegetables and things that are native to these specific lands. And this devil, he covets those things. He wants them. All right. So what did he do? This devil uses instead of using because he don't have nothing to trade. All he have is what? His might, his the sword, the thing in which he was blessed with. You see? But he has a guise, I over himself in which he'll seem like he's trying to bargain with you and let's do business. But once you don't agree with like the fine print, he does what? He assassinates you, man. All right? He sends these different countries into utter chaos. But it says, and is as debt and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself all nations and heapeth unto him all people. So this is the devil the Bible speak of. I think these different people have to speak what? The common language of English. See, when you want to be a pilot, you have to do what? You have to speak English. Okay. When you want to be in these different world summit meetings, it has to be. You have to have a what that is, man. It has to be translated in English. This is the devil. That's the language of the devil, man. English. But
I had something to back you
go
up
ahead.
quick. A point you just made because you said that he'll come in like
Yeah,
he trying to sway you a help
come
son, but he just don't have that in him.
right.
Which this is Sirach 12:10. I'm gonna start at 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for
Mhm.
like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat."
If I
And
could say real quick before you continue, time and time again, we have seen this devil, commit these same acts, in which being written. Okay, these different nations have set themselves, especially the nation of Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you have said next to this devil, and he has what? He has shown you why he is described as the devil, man. You know, he has shown you. You have not only been told, by Yahweh by Shem Shai via the scriptures, but this devil has showed you and told you out of his own mouth. This is the way he get down. But yet you have what? You still have Jake going down to Egypt for help. You still have Jake trying to get a pity seat next to the so-called white man. All right? Who want to sit next to the devil, man? The fucking devil. Okay? But that's how you know the Lord have you Jakes in a strong delusion. See? Because what? What we seen with the big timeout, with the great timeout, they trusted this devil. And now and what did they say a couple weeks into that whole time period? They said so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you were the most susceptible to that thing, right? You were gonna be the most affected by that. And they ate it up. They believed it. Right? The so-called elders of these different households went and got it, and they what? They led the young ones into it as well, man. The ones who supposed to have what? Wisdom, knowledge. They supposed to know that this is the devil. You see? But nevertheless, hey, this is okay if I go through? Yeah, you got it, my man. Thank you, guys. Have a great time. Yes, sir. God, they gonna have men like him waltzing around during JT. gonna be doing acts.
What's my hand?
He look like he gonna do some acts, bro.
And enjoy it.
With much pleasure.
He enjoy it. No, don't make me do it.
He gonna do it. Y'all have precepts before we go back. I'm gonna jump
Just
back
to
to
back,
that. Second Ezra 15. Go
to
ahead.
back you up, we were talking about how Jake depend on Egypt.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, starting at verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. Verse 2. Yet he is also wise, and he will bring evil and will not call back his word, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Nah, that's heavy, man. All right. Hey, our people, I go unto this devil for help. And what we're about to see why the scriptures say that. Like why we should depend on like the Holy One of Israel, like Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because hey, when you go throughout this these scriptures, all you see is the Lord trying to help us and basically allow us to live right, you see, at ease and do shit the proper way. All right? But our people want to live contrary. Want to say something?
Yeah, all you get is when you go throughout the scripture, you get warned
Mm-hmm.
about everything.
Yeah.
But you got it.
Nah, but that's the reason it's called Jacob's trouble. You see, Jacob is in trouble for this very same thing. I choosing another power. Okay, for all of the minute things that Jacob done in their lives as well. That's the main thing. Jake always wanted somebody other than Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, like as their leader, as their king, and there's a grave punishment for that, man. You see, there are no other gods but Yahweh. Come on, man. Right? I had something before we jump back. Okay, we'll jump back to that 15. Yeah. And we can ride that. That got some meat in that, man.
This second Ezra 15, so
Start at
14.
let me see. I had it. No, you can start at 10.
This second Ezra 15 and 10. It says, Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
If I could stop you right there, Egypt was already smited with plagues in the ancient world. So that's got to be talking about this place in which a brother can back that up with Revelations what is that, 9 and 11?
No, 11.
11 and what? And 12, yeah. Back that up with that, man. Right? Because this place is likened unto Sodom and Egypt. Like,
So Revelation 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street
yep.
of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
And those bodies are talking about are you Israelites, man? Okay, we weren't put to rest, meaning we weren't given the understanding that we were the true Israelites, man. The true children of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, read it
Yes,
one more
sir.
time.
It's Revelation 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord is crucified.
Yeah, so it's also called spiritual Sodom and Egypt based on the sins in which this place is committing, man. All right, the spirit of Sodom is definitely flowing heavily through America, man. Babylon the Great. All right, and what Egypt goes into what bondage. Okay, man, we are definitely what's that? That Exodus? Yes, indeed.
Yes, they also where our Lord is crucified.
Yeah.
Hey, that's America. Because hey, all you see is, hey, man, Caesar about Jim.
Yeah.
We're in America. Hey, that's how our Lord is being crucified, man. They changed the image.
That's right. You know? Let's go into that first Maccabees. Also, that Job on 9. You know, go ahead.
All right? This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right. Egypt going into that bondage, man. Okay, and that was in Exodus. Right, that was the time of the great Exodus. Right, the great Exodus. Right, the Israelites. It's crazy because he could fall into the hand of the Lord just for that little racket that he thought he was causing. You know, but nevertheless, like that first Exodus, hey, that was that was magnificent, man. Right, that was an amazing thing. Okay, in which hey, the Lord, he finna like we're gonna go back to that second Ezra. He gonna do it again. Read that again. Read 11 again. Babakasha.
Second Legends 15 and 11 says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof."
Yeah. So he gonna destroy Egypt with the plagues of before, man. What did he do last time, man? He sent a famine, okay, pestilence, all right. A lot of killing happened. See, man, it's finna, and the Lord finna deal with this place. Keep going.
Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it.
Yeah, the foundation of this place. This place was built off of commerce, right? Trade. You see, and as I stated earlier, you had this guy Donald Trump, who's what? It's like he's actually picking at the foundations in which this place uses to stand. All right, he's actively attacking those things, whether he know it or not. But we also know that he's a puppet as well. Okay, for the top elite banking families. See, so and really they're puppets to whom? Yahweh, why Yahweh shot, man. So this place is getting eaten from the inside out. Go ahead.
Uh, Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
That's right. Those that till the ground, which is synonymous with what? Working. You see? Those that are going to these different jobs, like ourselves, man. Yeah, everyday people. Okay. Hey, those jobs are gonna what? Are gonna fail. Okay.
Saying that now.
Yeah, we seeing that on a massive scale right now, man. All right, and you either the little jobs that we do have, we can't even keep up with the expenses of daily life, man. You know, keep going up.
Verse 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draw it nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand."
Yeah, Salaka. Read it one more time, man.
Verse 15 again, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draw it nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand."
Yeah, and that's what's coming to America, man. All right, going back to that what? To that Jeremiah 30.
Take us trouble.
Okay, going back into that Daniel's the 12th chapter. You see, that's what's coming to the world. All right, swords in their hands, the modern day sword, the gun. All right, on your streets, on your American streets. These streets will be blood soaked, man. All right, keep going.
Verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men,
Mm-hmm.
and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
That's right. Okay, so when all the food is gone, all the 18-wheeler trucks have stopped reaching these different superstores, your Walmarts, your Sam's Clubs, your Kroger's. Okay, These different warehouses are not producing goods anymore. All right, receiving shipments and shipments going out. There's going to be an invading of one another. All right, they're going to be people in posses. Posses are going to come back in the style as well, man. All right, or as the young people know it as cliques. See, gangs. All right. All right, these people, they're gonna what? They're gonna go into your house. They're gonna search.
Continue reading is gonna say that.
Nah, for sure. I'm gonna get them to get that in the GMT as well. Con. But keep going on.
Verse 17, a man shall desire.
One more thing. It says, who invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see, so people will not regard the different forms of authority in that day. Your governors, your mayors, the chief of police. Okay, hey, they not doing it now. You see, man, how could you regard the mayor that's getting indicted here in New Orleans? You know, how could you take a person like that serious? You know, so how much more in that day when utter chaos is on the street?
But and at the time too, it could be what stiff on the rest, riots, and all total lawlessness. It could be a total collapse of society in those times.
And they're gonna do what? Even the president, man. All right, the vice president, these different chair members, the cabinet, right? These people, they won't regard these people, and you actually have these right wing patriotic Edomites that's gonna go hunt for you, man. They're gonna seek to what? They're gonna seek to actually do harm to these different politicians because they are the ones who what? They have put these different things in place. They see America as all they have left. The land of the free, the home of the brave. They believe America is the greatest country on the face of the planet Earth. And they're gonna take that away from them. And these Edomites are not playing. You know?
They say too that America's completely divided. So everything is going total lost, or everything's just going
downhill.
Down the drain, as it was said.
Hey, the different rights that they had at one particular time, they don't have those rights anymore. You see, they taking away their gun laws, right? And these Edomites are finding different ways to these different loopholes in which, especially these different stocks. Okay, they try to prevent these Edomites from getting these putting a stock on different weapons. So what they do, they create a brace, which is basically a stock, but it has a different function. You see, so these Edomites, they're not going, man. What they say, they're gonna have to take it when they're gonna come for those guns. They're gonna take it from my cold dead hands. You know?
Yeah.
Got 3 Edomites I work with right now that say that to me.
Yeah, man. They're not playing.
In my face, we were joking at first. Soon I said, "What you gonna do when they take your gun?" Man, right out my cold dead hand.
Yeah, they don't play around, bro. Their guns that's their freedom. You see?
Freedom and their
Right. Go ahead,
Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, and if I can say, hey, a man will desire to go into a city, right? And like I said, these people, you remember, I forget what it was. It was in Seattle. It was the no something zone. Where they didn't have police there for a small period of time, man. I forget what it was called, man. But it was a zone in which and I believe it was in a time of that great time out, bro, in which they basically were living lawless. It was anarchy in Seattle.
When they doing the same thing in Chicago, like the ambulance when you come in, they only come to a certain point.
Yeah, even in that, man. These different bigger metropolitan areas, the New Yorks, the Chicagos, the Baltimores, the New Orleans, right, the Atlantas. Hey, those are going to be breeding hubs for chaos in that day. You already have these people who are in a chaotic state of mind, right? You got these so-called YNs, which I hate to use that term because it's I don't really like that. They just criminals, bro. Fucking criminals. really they're insane, right? And those guys, they're looking for a time like that. You see, yeah, it was called it was in 2020 during the Great Timeout. It says Seattle saw an emergence of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, also known as CHADS, right? It says later renamed Capitol Hill organized protests. Okay. This area encompassing a 6-block radius in the Capitol Hill neighborhood was established by protesters from following demonstrations against police brutality and racial injustice. The zone became a space for activism, community organization, and artistic expression, but also experienced violence and ultimately was dismantled by the city. So that was in that time, right? Or the big time out, or the, like I like to say, the great time out. It said, go back to it one time. It said, it was a 6-block radius. When you think about a 6-block radius, that's a big area. You see, of what? Of nonstop violence. What about the people who was in that 6-block radius that didn't agree with that? You know, what about them? They had to go with the flow. You see, or what? Face repercussions, whatever those repercussions were. Police couldn't enter. They were those. I remember seeing video footage. Those people were violent in that day. They didn't allow ambulances, police patrols, and things of that nature. Right? You want to say
You
something?
see that in movies. They put these things out in movies, like the Purge.
Huh?
When you watch the different Purge movies, they do this.
Right?
They set up blocks and then just control the area.
Mm-hmm.
But you got it.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we were talking about with those Edomites having large amounts of firepower, man. Kind of like them. But nevertheless,
Fuck. Yeah. The train.
go back into that
They got one more person in it.
go back to 17 for me. Really go back to 16 and read all the way down.
You want me to read it all the way through?
Yeah.
Verse 6, 2 Ezra 15 and 16, it says, For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
Yeah. So it's not just something that I'm speaking random articles that I'm just finding at my whim. No, these things were written in the scriptures, and I support what's going on through the things that's happening in the world, man. You see, they think that the scriptures are not parallel with what's going on in the earth, man. Give me one of them. If they have more for Bakasha, right?
Make a point too out of, and at that time, this is for bread, the great tribulation. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be cannibalism come back in a very big way. So once that food started running back in the ancient times, I think it's in the book of First and Second Kings, and there was cannibalism.
Get that. Cannibalism. You can make the point.
But yeah, there's gonna be people being eaten, man. Once you see food running low, no beans, no rice, man, you going after what? Human beings, man. Body parts were being cooked, man. You might walk past a certain household, you might smell a rotten flesh, and they eat, man. Thinking of moving the road.
I want to say this because people think cannibalism is far fetched. That's an ancient thing. No, cannibalism is coming back in a big way. All right, because the scriptures say what? All right, the Lord, he gonna give, the prophets gonna eat. All right, we ain't gonna be eating no. Yeah, give me his why. All right, we ain't gonna be eating no human beings and abominations and things of that nature. So what that leaves you to understand, these other people, they won't have food. All right. But grab that word sedition.
This is the word sedition. Meaning it says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch.
Yeah. And we see that going on now in America, man. Okay. By way of these different damn, I'm trying to I can't think of their names, man. Damn, I can't think. But nevertheless, huh? Yeah, them two, but it was another word I was looking for. I'm the scatterbrain with that, but nevertheless, man, these different people are placed in high positions of power, especially like people like Trump, right? People like Elon Musk, right? That are speaking their opinions, right? These things that they speak on are opinions, they're not facts, man. In which they become provocative, all right? They start to provoke the people that follow them, man. People like Trump. Trump had one of the biggest followings in America. You see, for those right wing activists, man. Hey, I've been seeing lately in the headlines the KKK. All right, I've been seeing that a lot lately. See, so man, if you don't think that there will be race riots here, not only race riots, but you're gonna have what? The right wing versus the left wing. Okay, you're gonna have the straights versus the bent. If catch my drift. These things are gonna happen. You wanna say something?
Yeah, because they got some stuff in the online etymology of that word. This edition on the online etymology, it says rebellion, uprising, revolt. It says factionless commotion in the state. It says attempt to overthrow civil authority. Well. Okay, it also says civil or religious disorder,
Right.
riots.
And real quick.
No, that was kind of it.
Now, I wanted to say this because it said you're gonna have sedition, and then when you jump back down to verse 19, it says what? It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. I saw a lot of shit gonna happen because of the lack of bread. I'm not just talking about actual bread, loaves of bread. No, man, just food in general. It's gonna be a problem. See? It's going to be a big problem on American soil. All right, before anything kicks off, all right, the problem going to start within, and it's already brewing. You can see the conversations as this brother said at work. All right, which I advise not to even talking to me to mice about that because they could kind of smell that you know a little bit more than the average Joe. You know, you become a threat when you're not Jamal off the block, right? You thinking outside the box. He already afraid of us. You see, so this devil, man, the tension is it's a lot of high tension, especially with these different cases of police brutality that have been brewing up as well, man. You got people that still bent out of shape about George Floyd. What that dude name was? Alton Sterling or some shit like that. Uh, um, the guy in Baton Rouge, they killed him for selling cigarettes. I think is it Gardner or something like that? No, it was Sterling. Something Alton Sterling or something. But nevertheless, you got people who still bent out of shape about Mike Brown. You know? So how much more? Hey, and the Lord is biblical because the Lord he gonna spring up Judah, man. You wanna say something?
Yeah, I was looking through the news app the other day, just going through some of the comment section.
Mhm.
Edom mad that they can't say nothing about Jake.
Yeah.
They mad that they can't say, oh, how they put it, 55% of the crime is done by Black Americans. They mad that they can't say that. Just that. They want to criticize Jake so bad to where it's really pissing them off that they can't say one thing about Jake. But,
He will meet exactly what the scriptures say. The accuser of our brother. That's what he was. That's what he was. That's what he's doing, man. You know, and the brother was going into what? He was going into race wars.
which just recently, down here in New Orleans, they had a group of neo Nazis walking around, you know, and they were yelling out, put their hand on his chest, yelling out white power, you know, in the public. So, like you said, the racial wars are doing it, right? Yeah. And also you mentioned basically the police, man, which the troops now are basically going to be what? It's going to be a police state. That's what it's going to be. They're going to turn the troops into your modern day police. All that snatch and grab stuff, running in the stores and doing all that's going to be a thing in the past. Because you're not going to be able to do those things. They're going to mow you down for doing it or lock you away forever.
Yeah, we coming to the point where the prison system, they're not gonna be putting you things into the prison system no more. It's gonna be straight killing, right on site. Okay, as you can see, what is this? Oh, that's some other shit. It says uh, you got these different concentration camps, right, that are being built nationwide. Alligator, Alcatraz. I forget where it was. They said they want to build a whole nother one. Somewhere else. I forget. But nevertheless, man, you think these places are being built for nothing, right? There's ill intent behind these different places being built, right? There's already records of here in New Orleans, man, really Louisiana, Slovakia, right, of the records of people that have died in what that is, and I'm trying to think of the fucking name of that prison, man. What's the one when they go upstate? Angola.
Right.
Hey, a lot of people don't come back from Angola, man. You see, because they're in the hand of the devil, man. Whenever that devil feel like putting you out of your misery, that's just what's gonna happen. All right, so in the times in which are coming to pass, see, because the devil, man, you start to look at these different social media sites that show the actual gore of these different body cam videos of Jake stopping. I mean, Jake being stopped by these police. All right, and how many rounds they dump off into Jake. You can see the aggression. You can see the hate. All right, they pepper spray Jake for just explaining the situation. You know, shooting Jake because he said he had a gun, but it really was his phone. Now, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm with the righteous. Okay, but these are things that are going to come to an all time high, man. Grab that Bobby shot at second Ezra's what that was 15 in the GMT for me. So that I think I had you start at 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's second Ezra 15, start verse 10 in GNT. It said, my people are being led to the slaughter.
Still like it, bro. You could jump down to 15. I don't want it to be too long.
Yeah. It's second Ezra 15, verse 15, GNT. It said the war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control.
See? So there will be great political turmoil. All right. Right now it's just words. All right. These different sides of the political parties are just trading words. But like I stated earlier, you have these diehard right wing uh, um, believers at this point. You see, followers at this point. Okay, hey, being a right wing believer, it's almost like a religion. All right, but nevertheless, hey, they're just and these are those are the ones that believe Trump as their god, man. All right, they go out, they train, they stock food. All right, those are your like mostly your blue collar Edomites. All right, those construction workers, lumberjacks, and tradesmen, things of that nature. Okay, they really want to shed blood, man. You see? Keep going.
While ignoring the legitimate government,
Mhm.
there will be no longer be free access to the city because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live.
Yeah, and that word was legitimate because the legitimate government is what? The structure of the government we have now. They're gonna completely ignore that. Okay, and then what? What's gonna ensue after that? Martial law. There's gonna have to be something to stop the crime at that time, man.
Because everything is going to be out of order.
Kind of. These politicians are gonna try to reclaim order, and it's just gonna turn these people against these different what do you call that military powers, man. Your National Guard and shit like that. Because the National Guard, they're not going to be able to hold down the American people. They have love for the Americans. They are Americans. Right? They won't take the necessary steps it takes to what? To subdue the Americans. Okay? And that's what's going to bring those different foreign powers, man. Military might. Right? They don't have the same feelings that Americans have towards other Americans.
Because those National Guards, they still have families and stuff that's still here. So of course they're gonna feel the way about doing things like that. But some other people they don't care.
Yeah, the moral compass of an average American is distorted anyway. They see this place as nothing wrong with it.
Uh,
You see, so they will have a problem with trying to fix it when it come down to it, man. How is Billy gonna tell James that stay next door, hey, get the hell inside, or before I kill you? No, that's been his neighbor for 15 years. You see, they're gonna have to take a completely different ethnic group of people, to enforce law in that day, man. Think you had a little bit more. What verse you was that up?
I'm on 19 now.
Let me look. Large. Yeah, finish 19.
It said, driven by famine, terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions.
They're gonna plunder their possessions, man. Right? I had to go in that second entrance, 16 and 46. Yeah, go all the way down to verse 49, the bucket shot.
this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 46, and it reads, "For strangers shall reap their fruits, spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, take their children captive, or in captivity, and famine shall they get children."
Yeah. So you're gonna have strangers, man. Guys from different cities, guys from different areas of the city, right? Going into these other sectors of the city to do what? To pillage, you see, to plunder, all right, to take the goods, man, to hunt and gather. You see, it says, and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. Yeah, they're gonna steal children, man. In that day, a lot of these women that have multiple children, which I'm gonna get you to get that Second Kings, all right, what that was, First Kings, Second Kings, kind. I'm gonna get you to get that, but nevertheless, children in that day, people they're gonna be taking children in that day, man. You know, as crazy and as outlandish as it sounds, a lot of these Keishas with 10 and 12 children, right? They're gonna start losing them. They're gonna start getting taken. Keep going up.
This is Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 47, and it reads, "And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons."
Yeah, it says, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, and the more they deck their cities and their houses and possessions in their own person. Keep going.
Second Ezra 16, verse 48, "The more will I be angry with them for their sin, save the Lord.
Keep going.
Like as a whore envieth a right and honest and virtuous woman." Verse 50, "So shall righteousness hate equity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face when he cometh that shall defend him that diligently search out every sin upon earth."
Yeah, and the point was, hey, the Lord is really angry with these people that deck their houses with possessions and all of these assets and equity, and like their bank accounts are full, and it's full from what? Deceit, man. Right? They have deceitfully got these things, and the Lord gonna take that back. Well, you mind jumping up uh, the book of Sirach, it is chapter 16 and verse 13.
All right, so this is Sirach 16, verse 13. The sinner shall not escape with his fault, and the patient of the godly shall not be frustrated.
Yeah. And the sinner, he's not going to escape this earth with those spoils, man. Okay? The things he stole, the things he done ill to obtain. All right? No, you got to pray for that, man. The Lord going to visit your sins. You see? Those things won't God, honestly. Yeah, I thought that was proud of this. But you see, that's the times we're coming into. And somebody grabbed me Baruch chapter chapter 1 and verse chapter 2 and verse 3, and then somebody grabbed yeah, that's it. Yeah. Baruch 2 and 3.
That's the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 3. It says that a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter.
Yeah. So that's something that's gonna happen as well in JT, man. All right. Hey, like I said, cannibalism is gonna become a reoccurring thing in history, man. All right, the times of cannibalism are very desperate. All right, those are desperate times, and those are desperate measures in which people are gonna take upon themselves again. Their hunger, will basically overtake their rational mind. You remember in the we was just talking about cartoons earlier before camp. You remember when on Tom and Jerry, when a little thought bubble will pop up in their head and Spike head and he'll see a big red T-bone steak, you know, and he'll kind of go into a delusion. Like people are gonna have delusions in that day, man, in which they're gonna believe that to be a righteous thing to do. Not I wouldn't say a righteous thing to do, but something to that would be the answer to their problem. To consume their kids, man. You see? To satiate their hunger, they're gonna eat the flesh of their own kids, man. And that's in the scriptures. You got something you want to bring up?
Lamentations 4.
Yeah, grab that. Yeah, find a way, man.
Yeah. This is Lamentations 4, and I saw that verse 9. It says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruit of the field."
Yeah, yeah, it's better to be killed. Kind. You can show that. You can show that. Yeah, brief. That's a good illustration, man. Put it on big screen. Yeah, real quick. We just show this. And look, they're in a desperate time. They're stranded. You see? But really the whole time, that's his friend, man. He told him, hold on. Yeah, hold on. You know, we're coming into a time in which people are actually, the Lord is going to send those delusions, man. Read that one more time for me.
Yeah, I had a little bit more to it. And verse, this Lamentation 4, verse 9, it says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field."
Yeah, they're going to pine away for the want of the fruits of the field, man, for food. All right? Man, you're going to have people eating shit like leather, you know, things that are good.
No, I saw it blocking. They did that during the siege, man. When the Babylonians came in, and then eventually the Romans came in 70 AD. It was eating, tree leaves, bark, anything, leather. They'll eat anything in order to survive, man. Yeah,
Which we gonna
basically
get
shit cakes. Yes. Oh, I ain't-
Yeah.
It's a true thing, man.
Yeah.
Because the account the brother gonna give, it talk about dung being
Right.
consumed. You see, but another thing with like with those, like you said, those tree leaves and shit, man. Those tree leaves are not even consumable. There's certain chemicals in those leaves in which will make a man sick. All right, your stomach has not enough stomach acid. The acid isn't strong enough to break down those different enzymes.
Right.
All right, so in turn, it's gonna make you sick. It's gonna make you delirious. All right, different things like headache and nausea is gonna occur.
Esau give you a food right now in today's time that can't be broken down with through enzymes. Something like almonds. Almonds, you're supposed to soak the almonds
Right.
and sprout them. And then what that does is germinate them and it releases enzymes so that you can actually digest them. But he just does it to you whole, straight up. You know? And it messes up your digestive system, man.
That's a lot the devil does, man. Which he does it on purpose. We kind of went into that. How this devil puts all sorts of things within the food systems and shit like that, and he don't give regard unto, you know. But this is the devil. See, you want to say something?
No, not I slipped my mind.
Like,
Huh? But you got it.
I got verse 10, and it says, "And the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people."
Yeah. To sodden is similar to boiling. Okay. Somebody grab that word sodden. Um, you know, and shit, scriptures never lie. We're gonna get the account and we write that account now, brother. This is a real quick. Let him grab that word size. Hey, you know what that one scripture that say they should snatch up their own flesh?
This is the book of Second Kings, chapter 6, and verse
Real quick, you got the word.
That's that word sodden and the blue letter.
1310. Strong's H1310. Bashal.
That's it.
Bashal. And the form just below that, Bashal. Bashal.
Which it says in the outline of biblical uses, it says to boil, cook, bake, roast, ripen, grow ripe. That's pretty much
That's
it.
the point. To boil, to cook. You want to say something else?
I want to say to hey, that all boils out Matthew 24:13. You know, love a man shall West Coast. Well, it's gonna drive people insane or psycho to where you'll boil down your own children to eat. That's how bad it's gonna be.
Right. That's how serious Jacob's trouble is, man. You know. But look at our people. Look. On it, bro. You see, on a rent me boat, man, dancing and gyrating. Yeah, in a mirthful spirit, but just don't know. Those probably are some of the same women because the Lord do shit like that. He'll let a group of women pass and they'll be the very same people that is going to eat their children. You see, the Lord will do that, you know. But, yeah, let's get that.
all right. This is the book of Second Kings, chapter 6, starting at verse 24. It came to pass after this that Ben Hanad, king of Syria, gathered together all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they seized it until as head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the forepart of a cab of dove dung for 5 pieces of silver.
Yeah. So you had this siege in which, what is even called? Huh? Weirdo. Hey, don't never trust a man with blue lenses on his sunglasses, brother.
His old lady down there.
It says that great famine that happened in Samaria. Right? It says a cab of dove's dung was sold for 5 pieces of silver, man. So dove shit was sold, right? It wasn't sold for no medicinal purpose or anything of that nature. No, that was sold for consumption. You see, to be consumed. And it also said what? Until an ass's head was sold for 4 score pieces of silver. All right. So the head of a donkey, right, was sold, right, for to eat. When you look at the head or skull of anything, right, that's what the least amount of meat is. You see, there's not much meat on the head of that. All right. And in a donkey in that day wasn't something that you would, normally eat. It was actually a agricultural animal. Right? You use that to what? To plow land, see? To store things and carry things a long distance. You only ate an ass if it was, you know, yeah, it was a desperate time. And that's what it's showing right there. Keep going.
Verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, where whence shall I help thee? Question mark.
Yeah, if the Lord can't help you, well, how the hell am I going to be able to do it? That's basically what the king of Israel said, all right, when he passed those two women. You see, because in all honesty, when you're going through a siege, basically a siege is a particular place being encamped about by the enemy. All right, the water supply is cut off, the trade routes are cut off. You see, you're gonna have a lot of besieging happening in America, man. Hey, these different vigilante groups are not gonna allow trucks, right, to come through main roads, things of that nature. First and foremost, to what? To get the goods for themselves, and then also to starve people too, man. You know, the Lord gonna put the spirit on those people to do that. But keep going.
All right. 2 Kings 6 and 27 from the top. He said, If Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Question mark. Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? Question mark.
Yeah, he was being sarcastic. Like, how am I help you? What, I got food in the bone floor? Or I got food, I got drink in the wine press? You see? Go ahead.
Verse 28. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? Question mark. And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Verse 29. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I asked her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son.
Yeah. You see? Well, really, you can get on verse 30.
Fine. Verse 30. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes. And he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked and beheld he had sackcloth within upon his flesh.
Yeah. I sort of so ultimately I through that encounter with those women, I ate the king, he was basically he when you place sackcloth upon yourself, that's a show of mourning. See? And it's the king with sackcloth upon him. It said, like, these women, they basically made an agreement. They came to an agreement that one day this woman gonna boil her son and they gonna eat him, and then the next day, they gonna boil the other son. But the one woman, she did what? She bamboozled the other one. You see, she went and hid her son. You know, and that's how it's gonna be in the times to come, man. All right, these women, they're gonna. Hey, we always go into it, right? Everybody have a favorite. So in that day, the least favorite kid, right, of these different treacherous women, that's gonna be the first one on the dinner plate, man. You know, these women are already deranged in their mind, man. Right? They're already the thought pattern is already distorted. You see?
That's what happens when you're hungry, man.
Yeah.
You ain't eat nothing. That's when your mind just, you know what I'm saying, you can't think straight. Hallucinate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
Speak right quick about the pool stuff up to 30 feet.
I got the 9.
Yeah, but
It's Isaiah 9 verse I'm sorry, verse 19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as a fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. And he snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his arm. That's right, man. So hey, the Lord basically, man, it's all judgment of the Lord, man. The way, man, he gonna bring out famine. Today, man, Lord gonna use the people as to feel his fire, man, the judgment. So well, you could be yeah, you could probably be eating sacrifice to people, man. You know? And say, man, it said no man shall spare his brother. So hey, every man for himself, man. In the day. Ain't gonna be no love. Hey man, you gotta eat, man.
The love of many shall
West
wax
Coast.
cold.
And say, hey man, they not even gonna be satisfied with that. They gonna eat their own self, man. What's say every man shall eat his own flesh on his own. Cause they gonna be hallucinating, man. Psycho, as they got that roof of that Greek word for West Coast, man. Now that's gonna be chaotic, man.
fight hard. One of them boys hit me these times, right? Nah, one of them.
That's there right there.
But nah, man. To snatch at your own hand, that's a desperate move, man.
Staying to the midbrain.
Yeah, staying to the membrane. I mean, look, we gonna grab this is a couple of the different symptoms of starvation, and this is one that stood out the most. You can grab the header for it and read down.
Uh, the symptom of starvation, psychological and cognitive symptoms,
Mhm.
irritability, irritability, and mood swings. The brain deprived of essential energies can lead to mood instability.
Yeah, it says to be irritable. All right, so you irritated at every single thing. Eve is already irritated with her kid. You see, Jake is already irritated with his woman, with his kid. Okay, so how much more when he's starving? You see?
That's that mood swing.
Yeah. John, Proverbs 124. You got it.
Depression and anxiety. Psychological distress, including symptoms of depression and anxiety, are often associated with starvation.
Yeah, people are gonna start to become anxious, all right, while they're waiting inside their homes. When you have and I'm talking about in the earlier stages of Jacob's trouble, when you still have the radio on, right? The TV still gives you that broadcast, right? And they're telling you everything is gonna be okay. Just wait, just wait. All right, we're sending rations to your nearest city, and they're gonna give you a location. These are all things that are gonna happen, man. You see, and people are gonna get irritable when those things either run out or don't come to pass at all. You see? They're gonna have that woman in their ear. Oh, we can't go on like this. We man, look at the children. Do it for the children. Want to say something?
That's how you walk through the road. He couldn't handle what was going on.
Mhm.
They just walked off. He had never seen that again. He couldn't handle the straights,
Yeah.
starving, you know what I'm saying? The conditions there was. She couldn't handle. She just basically walked off, and she was never seen again. You know what I'm saying?
No, hey man. Um, I forget the name of it, but there's this specific video on YouTube, and it goes through the stages of an apocalyptic situation. Right, and it gives you one side where God prepared. Right? You know what I'm talking about, huh? And it's like what, like an hour and 30 minutes long. But those are real scenarios. Of course, it don't cover all the scenarios because that would be impossible. See? Yeah, I saw that a while, like maybe about 3 or 4 years back. But nevertheless, it was very edifying because it went into the different stages of what happens to the average American family when a disaster happens on a catastrophic level. You see?
Yeah, basically it's called how it will go down
Yes.
if you were prepared.
So on the thumbnail, because
They got two parts too.
yeah,
That's what happened.
yeah, it's super heavy, man. You know, and spiritually, we are in the second part, right? Not physically, right, but spiritually. Because what? When he prepared the proper way, he had what? He had rations. His family stayed intact. You see, and that's not to say that that's going to happen unto us. Obviously we understand that, but in a spiritual way, things gonna be all right for us, man. Lord willing, we are that number. You see, but what it went into, like you were saying, on the road when the woman he he couldn't handle it no more. In that, they actually ate the household pet. You see, and they were kind of getting down to the nitty gritty, right? They were getting down to their very last like meals. You see, so what happened? They ate the family pet, and then the young lady that was like the oldest kid. It was their daughter. She ended up trying to go out and find some sort of rations and was never seen again. And she actually was traded in a sex slave trade, man. Because a lot of that gonna be going on. A lot of grape gonna be going on, man. Women gonna be selling their bodies for food. I know. I think you might need to put that in a chat, brother. Yeah. That's a good one. See something?
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna be selling their body.
Hey, they gonna
Because
be,
in that time,
yeah.
men just gonna take it. Why would I want to buy them? They just gonna take it. There ain't gonna be no I need a loaf of bread for my kids. Why? Come here.
And see, they gonna look to do such. But men ain't man, they gonna have, like we seen that guy riding past, they gonna have a lot of men who burning in their lust, man. You're gonna have a lot of men who never touched a woman, right? And they gonna see this as their prime time. Say something?
Yeah, it be like Scorpio time.
Get over here. Yeah. God, nah.
God,
Freaked out.
you gotta think about it. If you look at these social media sites, and you have these women on here already have naked. You go down that comment section, oh, men be saying all kind of things.
Oh man,
That's a fact.
And I think
The average, the modern American freak, the male, man, let's be real. So-called, you don't get no play. Man, they can never transmit the how people play. We seeing so-called white man getting women like that. He's on a website, Beavis, he wish he can get him, man. So when that time come, he just go just take it, bro. I got a little bold with it, but I just got a little bold with it. But that's what's gonna come through. Massive rapes, like the brother said. You got
nah, you have people that are actually insane. Right? Not growing into the stage of insane, but actually who have a mental disorder. And those people from these different insane asylums, these people who and I'm gonna get you to grab that Proverbs, because all of this is a recompense, for the transgression of sins, man. But you have people that they're not gonna be able to get that different Ritalin and ADHD medicines, right? Different things of that nature in that day, man. So-called people that are bipolar, which is just another word for a person that can't control their emotions, right? You want to say something?
Yeah, or in the crazy house.
Right. Those insane asylums.
Saying something.
Yeah, those people are gonna get released. You think that the caretaker's gonna stay there while all hell is breaking loose? No, you're gonna have some real guys like the Joker, right? On the streets. You see, with a vengeance. Okay? And best believe they will remember those who have mistreated them in that day, man. Want to say something?
that goes back to that Ciroc 39. Those spirits created from vengeance. They're gonna be all over people like that. They're gonna get a lot of people up out of here.
Other use anger to certain people, man. Don't say, man. Put people to death, man. To put misery upon them, man. No affliction.
Yeah, you can bring it up. Yeah. And we gonna get that to back up what you just said, man.
This is I'm gonna kind of go straight to the point. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 56 to 57. It says the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Verse 57. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for the want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates.
And it's happened once before, and it's gonna happen again, man. You see? You want to say anything specific on that?
No, I was going to just say exactly what you said. It happened during basically, 70 AD, the Babylonians. But it's going to, the same siege and the straightness is going to it's going to happen again, but on a whole nother
Yeah.
level.
It's gonna be amplified.
Right.
You know, I wanted to say this too because it said in secrecy. See, so you're gonna have a lot of men that go out to forage for food, to hunt and gather, right? In that day, and what I mean by that, I'm not talking about like Aboriginal practice. No, in the cities, they're gonna go out to these different convenience stores. They're gonna rob. They're gonna pillage, right? And they're gonna come back home and find out that their daughter has been eaten, that their son has been eaten. Where's little Mikey? Mikey, I brought you back a squirrel or something. You know what I'm talking about? I ruffled up, something from in the city, and the Mikey is gonna be, nowhere to be found. You see, those are things that are gonna happen, man. Right? It's gonna get totally gruesome in that day. Somebody get on Jeremiah 15. We can start at 1, but grab that proverb from me from Rocket Shop.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 24. It says, because I have called and ye have refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
Yeah, because the Lord he have called. He called Israel. You see, to do what? And that's why it's called Jacob's trouble. Hey, the Lord reached his hand out unto Jacob, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But you did what? Read it again, now.
It says, because I have called and ye have refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
Right. And what we're doing right now. Hey, the Lord is symbolically stretching out his hand through what? Through us, man. Through the hearing of this word to return back unto your power, man. The power of Israel. See? The true God of the heavens and the earth, man. You see? Not Jesus cross. Not Buddha. Not Allah. No. Yahweh. Why Yahweh shy, man? You see? Keep going on.
It said, but ye have set not all my counsel, and would none of my reproof.
And what is his counsel? And what is his reproof? These words that we're speaking unto you, the breakdowns of the Holy Scriptures, the manual script, the things in which will bring you peace and abundance if you follow them. Keep going.
I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
That's right. So how the Lord gonna do that? I always say this. He's not gonna open the sky and show a big ass face and be laughing. Nah, he gonna do it through the men of the Lord, man. You see, we're speaking through him. We're gonna laugh through him too. Well, he's speaking through us, and he's gonna laugh through us as well, man. Okay, all of the people that have shunned us, shunned our word, mocked us, I got us fired, I spoken evil, lied on us. Man, the Lord gonna mock at you, and he gonna make it known. You're gonna be a public example, just like it's starting now with these different other camps in which odious works are being brought out that they've been doing. See, he's being mocked in the congregation of Israel, man. Now he's being mocked for the whole world. At first, it was just closely related to Israel. Now the whole world can see him and mock his transgressions. Keep going on.
And it says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, and when distress and anguish cometh upon you.
Yeah. So whatever you fear, whether it's drowning, fire, starving, getting shot, getting stabbed, getting bit by dogs, which we gonna grab that too in the book of Jeremiah, because the Lord have all them things set for you 2/3 wicked ass niggas too, man. We gonna grab that. But nevertheless, whatever your fear is, hey, the Lord, he gonna smite you upon that fear. You see, the Lord is the king of terrors. How can he be the king of terrors if he don't bring your most fearful fear to you, man, and have you perish by it. Want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say because pride makes you fearless. That's what it does to the people, man. Right? You got pride on you. You can't be told nothing. Everything you think within your mind is gonna happen within that day. You actually believe that it's gonna happen. You say, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna go to work. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's gonna happen to me. But the law is gonna do what? He's gonna flip flop it, man. He's gonna turn your fearlessness into being fearful, man.
Want to say something?
I got appreciate.
Real quick, let me say this because we went into it earlier, right before you came back. Because the fear of a prepper is to not have his shit. You see, in that day. So it makes so much sense that the law gonna make them be well away from their safety or their comfort zone. You see, that's the prepper's worst nightmare. You see, you got your precept, huh?
There's Isaiah 66 verse 4. I also will choose their delusion
Mm-hmm.
and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none didn't answer. And when I spake, they did not hear. But they evil before my eyes and chose that in which I delighted not.
Yeah. So the Lord, if He's controlling the minds of the people, the horse which goes into your laab, He know what it is that make you tick. He know what grinds your gears. He knows what put fear in your heart. He say He will choose your delusion, not you. The Lord gonna choose your shit, and he gonna fulfill his basically he gonna be satiated, by your debt, man. Satisfied because it's to His satisfaction in a fashion that He's gonna destroy you, man. That's why we read it earlier. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. You know, keep going in that Proverbs, huh?
Verse 28, Proverbs 1 and 28, it says, Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Then shall they seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord.
Now, Salakia, one more time to verse 28.
Verse 28 again, it says, Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but shall not find me.
That in that time it's gonna be too late. All right. When your delusion or your judgment look right up in your face, it's too late to run into the tower, man. See, your destiny, you can't run away from your destiny, man. All right. You have chosen your path, which that path was destruction. All right. So just because cause you're gonna have people who know the name of the Lord in that day too, and they're gonna call upon the Lord, but they didn't call upon them in the proper moments. They didn't put in the proper work. Right? Their belief, if they didn't believe when belief was not sin. You see, when faith was not sin, they only believe in because it's right in their face. So it's not worth as much. It's not really worth. You see, of course they have some that are gonna come in the 11th hour and believe in that day, but they were slated to do such. This is going into the people who rejected wisdom, who rejected knowledge, who rejected Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man. You see, this is the judgment of those people. Keep going on.
Verse 29, it says, For they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. They
Yeah,
would
it's a when serving the Lord, the first thing you do is to fear the Lord, and through what? Through practicing like the law, statutes, and commandments, you start to understand what to fear, and how to fear the Lord. These people don't want to do that. And fear, when you go into it, and it's according to what we speaking on in this particular scripture, it goes into following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. See, the hey, of course we fear the Lord, as in afraid. But we have a respect because fear goes into respect as well, man. If you brothers always say, if your dad says, don't do this and don't do that, and you respect him, you have a certain fear for him because you know what's going to happen as a consequence for whatever it is he told you not to do, and you do it. And that's the same with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Right? But keep going, huh?
verse 30, it says, They were none of my counsel, they despise all my reproofs. Therefore, they shall eat of the fruits of their own way, and be filled
with their own devices.
Yeah. Reap what you sow. Right? You sowed wickedness, you sowed wicked fruit, right? You're gonna reap those things because you watered them, you planted them, right? And you nurtured that wicked fruit. Right now, we're nurturing a righteous fruit. Lord willing, our sacrifice may be accepted. You see, because that fruit gonna blossom into what? Salvation, a fruit of life, a fruit of salvation. Hey, they don't even know that the fruit that they're cultivating is a fruit of what? Destruction. You see, but you got it out. One more. Really just end it out. You got it.
Verse 32, it says, for the turning away the simple shall slay them. So like it, verse 32 again, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely, shall be quiet from fear of evil.
That's talking about the elect, man.
Mm-hmm.
Said those that, but they're the ones that's hearkening to the Lord. They're gonna do well safe. You know, as scripture say, righteousness shall deliver from death. You know, so hey, man, us as the OP elect, man, we ain't gotta worry about all these things that's about to happen on earth. Cause hey, man, we already doing what's supposed to do to remain safe, man.
But that's why I say in on Jeremiah 30 that it's like a time of no other, but he shall be saved out of it, which is talking about the elect.
Yeah, because according to Ezekiel 9:4, we're gonna have that mark of exemption, man. Of the water.
Real quick, grab that from me. I'm gonna let get your precept. And go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 15. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry.
And I brought this out. I'm gonna let you keep going, but I brought this out because you mentioned Ezekiel 9:4. See, we're crying unto the Lord. These video epistles, our prayers, those are the cries unto the Lord, man. We are crying and sighing, for the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. See, keep going.
Right? Verse 16. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahweh hears and deliver them out of all their troubles.
See? So hey, there's a reward for practicing the righteous acts, right? To the best of your ability, rehearsing those righteous acts, right? There's a reward. Hey, the Lord save you out of all your troubles, man. Of course, we're not gonna get it perfect, but it's the effort, it's trying. Keep going on.
All right, verse 18. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit.
All right, and that's synonymous with being meek, all right, not being prideful. Okay, understanding that hey, all we can do is rehearse the righteous act. See, understanding that we have all been called and not chosen yet, but still striving for the mastery. You see, lawfully, because that's in there too. It says lawfully. We're striving for the mastery lawfully. Okay, keep going.
All right, verse 19.
Really jump down to to hell with it. You can finish it off.
Many are the affliction of the righteous, but Yahweh delivered him out of all of them.
All of the things we go through, the Lord has delivered us out of them. So what's the difference between the things that's coming, man? He said he was gonna feed us, he was gonna protect us, okay, keep us from harm's way, and ultimately what? Lord willing, we are that number getting beamed up on them chariots, man. See, come up hither. You see, until the indignation of the Lord passed. You see, go ahead.
Verse 20. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken.
Keep going.
Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate righteous shall be desolate.
Yeah, they that hate the righteous shall be desolate, man. Those people who hate the prophets, who hate the Lord, who actually despise the ways of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right? Those spirits of vengeance in which we spoke about in what? Sirach, the 39th chapter. Hey, you gonna fall prey to those spirits, man. All right? But it said, Yeah, go ahead. Verse 22.
Verse 22. And Yahweh redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate.
And that's synonymous with what? I think that's Sirach 2, man. It's it. All right? Look into the times of old and see how many that trusted in the Lord and was and basically turned on. Roughly paraphrased.
That was forsaken.
They were forsaken, right? There will be none. All right? There's nobody you can say in the scriptures that was forsaken by the Lord that believed in him and trusted in him. All right? There's none of them. So it's even much more in these times, man. Like we went into, these times are going to be the most evil that the earth has ever seen. Okay? What,
Joe Biden,
come. Yeah.
um, this is Job 5 and 17, points like 20. It says, Behold, happy is the man whom God correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Yeah, and that's 7 going into that what? All right, that last trump going into that nuclear destruction, man. You see? It say happy is the man that is what?
It says, happy is the man whom God corrected.
Come on. Okay? We're being corrected in order to stay on the path of salvation. You're not being corrected just because you're a target and the Lord just won't hit you. No, you're being corrected. So it's just the same as, in those old days when you saw those movies where in slavery days when they would hit the donkey on one side so he don't veer off the path, right, and hit him on the other side to keep him straight. That's the same way with us, man. You see, we're getting constantly capped. It's just a little bit of pain, but you know not to go this way no more. You know not to go that way no more. The Lord is keeping us on a straight path to salvation. When you get reproved and rebuked, that's correction to lead you to salvation. I'm gonna get this point, then I'm gonna get you up.
Because ultimately that shows that he cares.
Yeah.
Because we see what happens to the people that he don't care about. We see that in these people that's walking around today because they don't get corrected.
Get Second Ezra 9, and you can start at 7. You got it. It's 1 Corinthians 11 verse 32.
But we are judged. We are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world.
Beautiful. And what's the condemnation of the world? Death and destruction. All right, and we might have to get it. You still holding that on? I had somebody holding Jeremiah 15.
I was holding it.
God, bring
So I
that up.
got, what's
Second Ezra 9 and start at 7. And you're gonna stop at death by pain. Like, yeah, you can just get the Jeremiah. We're gonna
this is Jeremiah 15 and verse 1. It says, Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people.
and Moses and Samuel represent the prophets, man. Right? And we standing in front of the Lord for Israel. See, we're basically communicating between the two, man. Right? We're pleading. Really on this side for the elect. Okay, but keep going. Watch what it's gonna say.
It says, Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whither shall we go?
Where should we go? Go ahead.
Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword.
If I could stop you right there, because the job of the prophets, are really the shepherds, because they one and the same, is to what? Is to protect the congregation. You see, really to protect Israel. So in that day, the Lord said, though Moses and Samuel, which represent us, I be before him, his mind can't be towards 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. You see, we telling them, hey, don't go right, and they went right. You see, There's a cliff right there, and they went waltzed right off the fucking cliff. You see? So the Lord said his mind can't be towards that people. All right? But keep going now. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
just want to make a point. You know, these are the people that are asking when we're past the time
Right.
of you asking the question. Well, we can't give you all the breakdowns and you get the understanding because all hell is breaking loose. You know, so you have to go into whatever judgment the Lord has already allotted for you. You know, the time has been put in, the work has been put in, and you know that's that, man. All right, this is continue on in verse 2, and it says, "And such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity."
Keep doing.
And it says, "And I will point over them four kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy."
Where you was at? Oh, I
Yeah,
see you. I see you.
hmm
Yeah, that pretty much was the point, right? Man, hey, the Lord have four kinds of destruction that He got coming to you, man. You see, and there's no other way about it because hey, the Lord He's giving you the proper precautions, the proper warning. All right, that's spoken on in what Ezekiel the third chapter. You see, we are here to what? To warn the nation of Israel, okay, of what's to come and what's to come. Danger. All the dangers that we just proclaimed, right? Here in this lesson, those are the things that are coming to the nation of Israel, really the world, but specifically for the nation of Israel, man, as a punishment, as a scourge of amendment. Okay, that was it on that. You've been holding, huh? I'm over it. Time.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and I'm going to start at verse 12. Wherefore, thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye had despised the word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stayed thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be a breach ready to fall, whether out in a high wall, whose breaking coming suddenly and at an instant. They shall break, and he shall break it as breaking a potter's vessel, that he is broken into pieces. He shall not spare, so there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shard to take from the heat, or to take water withal out of the pit. That goes into what he was talking about, that painful death that the Lord gonna put on the 2/3 of his people. Because you don't want to come back and trust in him. Hey, when he destroy you, it's gonna be a complete destruction.
It said as a potter's vessel. Right? When you look into a potter's vessel, that's going into like clay ornaments and clay like a yeah basins, cups, plates, things of that nature. When you drop one, man, it shatters into a million pieces. All right, it could never be put back completely again. And that's what the Lord is saying. He's gonna utterly destroy you. See? Don't say something else.
Yeah, just to back that up, he said it won't even be enough that he would pick up water, like have a piece to pick up water.
Uh,
You got it, right?
yeah, we're gonna end it out on that.
Yeah, 9 and 4, right?
9 and 4, yep. Down to 6.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof."
And that mark is the what, man? That mark is going into the mark of exemption. You see, the mark of salvation, right? Because people always ask us, what are we going to do in Jacob's trouble? When they start to hear the dangers, the calamities and what's going to be going on, what are we going to do? Right? We're going to be hoping we have been sealed with the Torah, the mark of exemption. Go ahead,
Says, "And the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him to the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon who is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house.
Yeah. That says, spare not. Okay, spare not. Neither have ye pity. And the angels, which we already, looked into that, they not gonna have pity. Right? They're gonna complete the mission. Those that have the month are off limits, and whoever else is free game. You see? But Lord willing, this live camp was edifying. All right, anybody have any more questions? Done. So without any further ado, I first and foremost we want to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, teaching salutations, so elect. Shalom,
Shalom.
Baba Ball,
Baba Ball.
Baba Ball,
Baba Ball.
Baba Ball,
Baba Ball.
Form Yasharala.
Form Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.